Oh my God. So now we have, did you see Selena Gomez crying? It's like we don't even think $1 billion is a lot of money anymore. Who should listen? I was trying to think of that today. Who should listen to this show? Who do I see in my tribe? I see fitness people in my tribe. If you're into fitness, this is your place. If you're into testosterone, this is your place. If you're into men being men and women being fucking women, Trump is killing kids with cancer. Whatever you hear Trump say or do, give it 24 hours. Because if you don't, you're gonna look fucking stupid. Was $50 million worth of condoms to Gaza. If Trump wasn't president, that $50 million worth of condoms would have been sent to Gaza. Did we talk about Trump being a gangster? I'm actually telling you how to hate on him properly.
That's crazy.
There's a right way. Honestly, I swear to God. And if they think about it like that, again, they may not like it, but at least it's more accurate. Is the U.S. currently funding Afghanistan or the Taliban in any way? And I'm going to give you the answer. And it's okay. It's okay now. It's okay to be a man now. That's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. Doesn't end well unless it ends. Can't just report the fucking obvious.
I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life. I'm about to come and
Just
run
a
it all back.
motherfucking jump. Just go. Let's fucking go. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy. And the other fucking guy in the Purdy jersey that none of y'all get to see. We're going to have to show the audience you someday.
Yeah, one of these days.
We got to include you. Yeah.
Like we said, I don't know if you remember that one episode where, like, once we reach 2,000 subscribers,
we
it's
might have to do it before then.
Oh, man. But thank you, by the way. I don't know if looks great. I love it, man.
It looks great, man. And like, you got the whole thing going, man. With the
shoes,
cool ass Jordan kicks, man. That is a sweet outfit.
Hell
man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, all compliments to you, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Oh my God. So now we have. Did you see Selena Gomez crying?
Yeah,
but you heard about it.
I heard.
Right?
I saw plenty.
You saw plenty of it.
Yeah, people are making fun of her a lot.
Well, of course. And Tom Homan had the perfect response to it, which is, Did you cry for the trafficked children? I was even Brendan, who, works for me, who, Brendan. And, him and I were watching the same thing at the same time while he was, I was working with some clients on my phone.
Yeah.
And he was working on putting some things together for clients. And we had been in separate rooms. We were actually watching the same thing and didn't even know it, which was the first ever press conference for the new spokesperson. And she's the youngest spokesperson, I believe, ever in the White House for a president. So that's kind of cool. But I thought she did a good job for her first time. But yeah, I mean, him and I were talking about this, and I brought up the immigration and things. It's like they say they care about people. And Brendan didn't know this. And I don't know if you know this or not. I don't know how a mother does this. It's disgusting, actually. I know life might be a struggle, but I don't know how you do this. I would want my kids with me. I would never send my kids alone to cross 1,000 miles. Now, if they're going with a true aunt and uncle, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's not the case a lot of times. Just they're alone, they're in a group, they're not with someone they know. These mothers actually give these 12-year-old girls, their daughters, the day after pill, the abortion pill, because they know that the likelihood of their daughter getting raped on this journey to the border is that high. Like, it's like a stupid high number, like more than a 50% chance. It's a ridiculous number.
The only thing I would have to say about that is typically those people that are coming are like having to do that are typically the people that live in areas where they'll probably result in even worse things. Is the only thing I have to say about that. Yes, the idea of it sounds fucking
It's
horrible.
horrible, dude.
100%.
That's horrible.
100%, I agree. But those people and those families typically, when they're put in those situations, it's because they're genuinely living in a part where growing up in that area just it's worth the risk.
Well, I think that's a crazy risk.
100%.
I think it's crazy. You know, do you care about, because when you have an open border policy,
Mhm.
then you end up with, I don't know what the number was for last year, but I'm sure it was hundreds, thousands, easily
kids
hundreds,
traveling alone.
not even kids, adults in the back who paid money
Mhm.
to coyotes to be brought here,
Gotcha.
who get locked in the back of a semi-trailer and abandoned
Mhm.
to just die.
Yeah.
And everybody doesn't die at once, which has got to be even more fucking awful than to just know you're going to die and you're watching someone else die before you.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what that's like.
Yeah. No, 100%. That's
But you encourage that. Now it's being less encouraged. Now, so the numbers from the like super high numbers were like 5,000 a day, something like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, the numbers
and then it got down when they went back to the Trump policy.
in
when by-
17.
No, I'm saying, so when Biden came in and removed the Trump executive orders, it skyrocketed.
Yeah. Yep.
And then in the last year of his presidency, he was like, oh shit, and started to reinstitute some of the Trump policies and executive orders, and it dropped to, I don't know, like 1,200, 1,800 a day.
It was a
At
massive
the end, it
drop.
was a big drop.
Yeah.
Have you seen what the numbers have been the last couple of weeks? It's like a few hundred a day now. Like the drop from even the latest low number to now is unbelievable in just 2 weeks.
Yeah, this
Like
is
it's huge.
This is a graph showing just the encounters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and they probably don't have the last couple weeks up,
No,
but
probably
that's what
not.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it's unbelievable
Like
what's happened in the last couple of weeks, and it started a little bit earlier than that, but from January 20th on, it's like went through the floor. Like places where they would get hundreds of encounters a day, they're getting 30 to 60. Like it's that big of a
dramatic.
difference.
The number's dramatic, yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I think a lot of this is for too, and the publicity for it is to do that. So there isn't that encouragement, that's I think that's a big part of it. That's really, really good. But yeah, she's not doing herself, Selena Gomez is not doing herself any favors.
She just should have kept to herself. She should have kept to herself 100%.
I mean, go ahead. Yeah, you have a right to. If that's
sure.
what you want to do, but it's not
the right
it's
time.
not a smart thing to do.
No. Especially with the amount of she's pretty famous. Like people will see what she posts. So it's not like something that some random American's just going to post in so no one's going to
How many followers does she have? Like 80 million or something? She's
got
got a big number. I don't know. And on which social media? That's probably Instagram. She's probably biggest on Instagram. It's even bigger than I thought. Did you see that fucking number?
Well, I mean,
I just saw it there.
422 million.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not surprised, to be honest with you. Selena Gomez is or at least in my generation, very, very popular. I mean, she was in a lot of shows growing up and stuff like that. She's a very good
how is
woman.
this chick not a fucking billionaire?
I don't know, actually.
You know what I mean? I mean, she should be like I don't know how else to put it, dude, but she should be like the Mexican Kardashian.
She's worth 1.3 billion.
She is a billionaire. I was just going to say, she should be with numbers like that, because pretty much she could create whatever she wants. A line of whatever, makeup like these ones do specifically, you know,
I know she
for people of color.
she's recently returned to
that's just,
TV too, so like she does well for herself. That
yeah, I mean,
easily.
and you know, like I'll never hate on her for that
No.
part.
Oh no.
You know how I am. I
100%.
love that. I think that's fucking phenomenal. I
But
really,
her comments
really,
were she should have probably kept it to herself.
yeah.
That is
Well,
for sure.
And a lot of her followers will probably be go, yeah, you know, and that's cool. That's fine. Uh, that does, but you're probably, I don't know how many you want to lose either, or people that are just like, geez,
Yeah, I don't know if
you
they
know,
have
I
that
don't know.
number, but I'm actually curious as to how many followers she lost.
She might not have lost any. I, I, I don't actually know. Like, I just want what she lost.
Yeah, honestly though, I'll take a little bit of that. Oh man,
And I'll make my billion from that.
that is
Wow.
woo, woo. Oh man, that is Jesus.
That's
Okay,
wow.
yeah. Huh.
Interesting.
Very.
It is interesting. How many? 800,000?
Yeah.
That's
Only a
crazy.
0.2% loss, by the way.
Yeah, it's a drop in the bucket.
Holy shit.
And she's only following 333.
Yep.
Don't you want to know who those 333 are?
Sure, we could find out.
Interesting. But, you know, does it wear... Founder of At Rare Beauty. See, I don't even know that shit.
I don't know. what
I
that
didn't
means
even
either.
know that, but I suggested it, and I'm not surprised that it's there. Because, like, why wouldn't you do that if
If you had the
you were
popularity to
her
do
and
it?
the popularity
yeah.
to do that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and for her, yeah. Well, I should have. When you first popped that up, I should have noticed the makeup in the picture.
Did this one right here, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, it's not going to hurt her at all.
No. Other than her
You
ego
know what
and her
is
pride.
interesting
Yeah.
though, with all this, and it's just like recently that I've thought this. Isn't it interesting now that if you're like, man, I got my
Get a little emotional after that, or
no,
what?
I know it probably looks like that. I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, Selena Gomez.
And
Man, really gets to you.
I'm gonna lose 30 followers and be fucked. I get that burning in my eyes sometimes.
Gotcha,
I
yeah.
don't know what it is. Usually it's later at night. But anyways, it's so funny. So where was I going with this?
You were gonna say something funny about
Yeah,
the whole
well,
situation.
I was totally sucks. I totally blow that up. So we were talking about her makeup
yep.
and losing. Oh, billionaires. So
Gotcha.
we were talking about billionaires.
Okay.
That was the last thing. So isn't it interesting? Because Trump kind of mentioned it when he had Larry on stage and Elon and, you know,
Everyone, all the higher
Zuckerberg, you know, and stuff. And even the guy that is the head of NVIDIA. We won't get into the NVIDIA story yet, but he dropped down to like the 17th richest man after the NVIDIA stock. He lost he lost a chunk of money. He lost some billions today. Or yesterday. Can you imagine that?
Yikes.
You drop 20 billion, now you're only worth 100 billion.
Oh, shucks.
And he's 17. But think about it. You know, if you're at Selena's level, a billion.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Phenomenal.
Oh,
I mean, I think, didn't even LeBron just cross into a billion recently too?
Wouldn't be surprised.
I think that was recently, but just cross into, but yeah, 1.2 billion. But think about it though.
That's crazy.
But-
Just now?
Yeah, I'm saying that.
That's crazy.
But he's put a lot of work into that. Whatever you think about him, you know, MJ is the GOAT for me. You know, he's LeBron is in my top 3, top 5, easy. But he's put 20 plus years into that. Probably you could count his time going back into high school.
That's what I was about to say.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, and he's 40, 41 now, 40, whatever it is. 40.
40.
So 20 plus years to get there.
It's impressive.
How old is Selena?
20, probably 30.
Yeah, we didn't even look at that. I'm just saying how crazy that is, how awesome it is.
32.
But it's like we don't even think $1 billion is a lot of money anymore.
Dude, that's a lot of money to me.
Kinda, but not
to big corporations and big companies.
Just
and
with
like that. Like the popularity that things.
Well, we kind of what we talked about last episode with the oligarchy and how big and wealthy, and that's not going to change it. Their levels may fluctuate like this.
Yeah.
Things like this, but ultimately, it's gonna the gap is gonna become even greater. Yeah. Eventually, someone has to become the first trillionaire. It has to happen. So you got to think about that. Let me put this into more perspective. With me being a financial advisor for 24 years, right? When I first got into the financial business in the early 90s, like the stock market was around 3,000 something. The Dow, 3,000 something. Think about that. Like you can't even imagine that. You're in banking,
Exactly.
Like,
yeah, that's
you
a
can't
crazy
even
number.
imagine. And back then, we had to compete with CDs that paid 6% or more.
CDs
CDs paid
funny.
6%, dude. Try to convince somebody to give you their money that you're going to put at risk and possibly lose, but they could get 6% guaranteed at the bank.
Yeah.
And they don't understand inflation and higher inflation and eating up, and how that makes a difference on their interest. People don't understand that shit, dude. I'm just saying it was
it's complex to people. Yeah.
And it was a big deal. I actually got a hat. I was actually in New York as a guest. This would have been in 2000.
Okay.
Because I was a guest in New York of an investment company pretty much almost exactly a year before 9/11.
Okay.
And in fact, the people I was a guest of, almost the entire company was wiped out on 9/11.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a really big thing. And I remember buying a Dow 10,000 hat.
Dow 10,000?
Dow 10,000. And how big a deal Dow 10,000 was. And when I forget what the guy's name was, but there's a guy who wrote a book, and they called him. Yeah, I had that blue one. I had that hat, dude.
Huh.
That one in the middle to the left with the little trim. Yeah, I had that hat. And I got it at the New York Stock Exchange.
Okay.
And it was just a great time. It was a great experience to do. And I got to go in the Twin Towers and eat at the top of the tower too, which was really very, very cool. You know what was really weird is going up to the windows
of the tower
at the very top, you know, because they're like floor to ceiling, windows, and seeing a spider. How the fuck did that dude get out there?
Man's been climbing for years.
That was a lifetime. Like really? How did that? Actually, he probably didn't climb that high. Somebody else, it had to happen by generations of spiders.
Actually, that's interesting that you think of. Yeah,
right. It had to have happened that way because mom gave birth to him on the 91st floor.
That's fucking
hilarious. And he
hilarious.
climbed to the 100th. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of how it had to happen.
That's funny to think about.
Yeah. I know. I talk about the dumbest shit,
but it is interesting. Like if you really want to get down to it, that'd be interesting to think about.
But yeah, there was another look at. I think his name was Harry. Look up Harry Dow 40,000. Harry Dent. There you go. See, sometimes I don't remember everything, but I remember enough clues. Harry Dent wrote a book called Dow 40,000. And I remember, I mean, you got to think this was over 20 some years ago. People really thought this guy was like crazy for thinking the Dow would ever get there.
Gotcha.
But yet here we are today. What look up, see what the market closed at. And I even remember the NASDAQ crossing 10,000 and then almost disappearing. It crashed so far. Yep, see, 1999
Jesus.
is when it first made it to 10,000. Then what did you see? What are we at today? Yeah, that should tell us. 44,000.
44.
Well, and I'm just trying to let that relate over a 25-year period.
Yeah.
You know, we think, I hope you think $1 trillion is a lot of money.
Yeah.
And we used to think $1 billion was a lot of money. And it's the government and government waste that we see, and like we just see them throwing around billions like it's nothing.
Like it's made up money for some reason, huh?
And they're throwing around billions when we think in millions is a lot.
Yep.
Because I just stuff just been popping in my head lately, just driving around in life and things I've been going through and people I've been talking to. And, you know, I don't know if I can get him or not. There's a billionaire that I'd like to interview.
Okay.
But I think he's in like Selena Gomez territory. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But I know what his life and his lifestyle is like.
Uh-huh.
And it's absolutely incredible.
What's his name?
Let's see. Let's
We'll
see.
wait on that one.
We'll
All
wait
right,
on
all
that
right,
one.
all
I don't
right,
want to
all
put
right.
that out there.
Okay.
But, and then I think, you know, pretty much that lifestyle is, you know, half, you know, 500 million and up, you know.
Gotcha.
Because he's looking for housing.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
And he's recently sold some housing for $30-some million, you know.
Yeah.
And what he's looking at is in the mid-30s too. You know, sold a condo, looking at a house and I just saw somebody just listed the most expensive house ever in Florida. And I don't know if that was over 100 or whatever, but that was just like real recent here. But see, here's the thing. Yeah, there you go. You see what I'm saying? Like if that's just not in everybody's
budget. Yeah, I don't think so.
Well, I know that. I don't want to say it like that, but I mean of really rich people.
Gotcha.
A lot of really rich people can't
aren't
do
going to be
this.
affording that. Yeah, no, I get that.
I mean, if honestly, are you really gonna? How much do you think you would have to be worth to even consider that?
I mean, if you're being responsible,
well, I don't know if you're paying cash. I don't know what those people do. I know a good percentage of them do.
Definitely closer to a bill, in my opinion. I mean, because if you're worth a few $100 million, I mean, you're going to be spending a majority on that in a house.
Yeah, think about that. But then think about people buy a $250,000 house. What's their real net worth?
Yeah.
People that don't have $250,000 net worth are buying a $250,000 house. In this, I feel like you do.
You know what I'm saying?
That I do think that the person that's going to buy this is worth more than 200 million
easily,
and probably more than 500 million.
I would hope so, because there's also risk involved, right?
Well, not just that. They probably most of those they have multiple homes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Man. No, that scares me though. Like, especially after like the whole like hurricanes and stuff like that. Like, I
Oh
don't know.
yeah.
I don't know if I'd spend that much money on something that's on an island, but
Can you imagine what the insurance would be?
that was the first thing that went to my
Okay.
head.
So then you got to get specialized insurance
Exactly.
because nobody writes a policy for that.
Fuck no, they're not.
So you have to go, like, they have to create it.
Exactly.
And that's what probably, I haven't even heard people mention this company in forever, but there used to be an insurance company that used to do that called Lloyd's of London. You ever heard of Lloyd's of London? Yeah, Lloyd's of London. They would be the ones to do something specialized like that. But yeah, see, I know some shit.
I've never heard of this in my life.
Oh yeah,
Getting insurance for COVID-19?
but can you imagine, dude? It has to. I bet an insurance policy on there would have to be easily over $1 million a year, maybe even $2 million
Yeah, I was
a
about to say
year.
probably a little more than that, I'll be honest with you.
I mean, just that kind of cost. And that's you're not even talking the taxes.
Taxes,
I
the
mean,
utilities for something that big? Like, come on. Like, yeah, no. Yeah. The
it's
house is
insane.
worth one thing, but like the expenses of the house is sometimes probably even more than the house like over a few years,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah. But so, like, again, I know what this person that I was talking about, I know his life, and it's elite, in that category. And then there's just this whole other thing that I don't even I can't even,
Like fathom.
it's
like
not
the-
even comprehensible. It's
Yeah.
like when I told the story about being in Miami, and most of us, hopefully, can see across the pond
Uh-huh.
and see the other shore that $1 million is attainable.
Oh, yeah.
Making $1 million, not just having $1 million net worth, but regularly making $1 million a year more. That's attainable. What was harder for me, and like I said, because it's when I talked about being in the bottom of the 1%.
Gotcha.
Because that puts you in the bottom of the 1%. But the gap between the bottom of the 1% and the top of the 1%,
A huge
the
gap.
0.001,
It's huge.
is it's the ocean. You can't see the other side. And to get there, you have to have a mindset to think that's possible. I'm sure Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, all of these people, I'm sure they weren't doing vision boards and putting billions of dollars on there, okay? That wasn't their focus, but they did have to have some kind of a money mindset.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, it's limiting, and we limit ourselves. I did that. That's why, even though I had a successful financial business, I didn't have an extremely successful financial business.
Yeah.
That's why my financial business was worth $3.5 million and not $300 million.
Yeah.
Because of this, I limited myself because I couldn't see that. I didn't come and didn't have people around me that could help me see that, or where I saw somebody else do that.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that this is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast you've been listening to. You've been listening to me, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy. And the guy that needs your help. Real simple. Hit the subscribe button and share the show. Just send a link, pick a show you liked, send it to somebody. Maybe they'll watch, maybe they won't. But it will certainly be a help to us. Just you even sending it, I think, helps, because I think the algorithm picks up on that shit, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So that would be a good thing. So share it. We appreciate you. We love you. And come back for more. I want to relate again. That's a real focus of this show. That, the sharing that I do I show off, bullshit watches, because again, I've I've s- I have a nice watch collection,
Uh-huh.
okay? But I've seen a watch collection where if I just pulled out one of them,
Be worth more
it
than the
was
entire
worth
collection.
more than all of the ones that I have put together.
Oh yeah.
Okay. I've literally stood there and looked at it, was inches away from it, okay, and saw them. And there were multiple.
Yeah, it wasn't just one. Yeah.
It wasn't just one. But I don't show those things to ever do it in a way that I'm better than someone else. And I know sometimes it probably comes across that way, but it's never meant for that. It's meant in a more humble way to show others what's possible.
Yeah.
Where I am today wouldn't be possible without me getting sober. So it's that journey, like who should listen? I was trying to think of that today. Who should listen to this show? Who should listen to this show? If you've if you've been divorced, if you're going through a divorce, you should probably listen to this show. We have some experience there. Okay. If you're looking about how to have a long-term, successful marriage of 40 years,
Probably
I
not the
got
best idea.
nothing for you. Nothing. Because no matter how good I do at this point,
Yeah.
the chances that I'm gonna have a 40-year anniversary is not really good.
Yeah, but it's possible.
It is still
it's
possible.
still
Almost possible. Almost.
Oh.
But it's that light is getting dim.
Yeah.
Okay. 30 could actually
Yeah.
happen, but 40.
Hey, you never know. Like you said, the
Well,
technology
I
we
do
have.
say, I'm at least, and I wouldn't hit 40 then, but that I always spit out, I'm going to do whatever till I'm 95 and dead in the grave. And I don't know why I used the 95, but my goal is to be here a long time. And would I ever want to live past 100? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude, because I just think what's going on now. And I look at the changes that my grandparents went through, and then my lifetime of over 50 years, and then looking at the next 50 years. Wow. And then just having the stuff that we've been talking about with the AI just kind of blow up this past weekend. And some of it might be hyperbole, might not be true.
Yeah.
It's China.
We don't know yet,
who
to the full
knows?
extent. Yeah.
Who knows? But whether it's true today or not, it's probably going to be very soon if it's not.
Yeah.
That's probably fair to say, right?
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I want to live a long time if I can,
I mean,
because this life is short no matter what.
I
I believe I'll be spending eternity with my maker, and I'm ready to go whenever he takes me because I've had a good life and, but I'd rather not go now.
Yeah, I mean,
I wanna
like
stick
you said
around.
last
I gotta-
episode, there's our technology's going up and stuff like that. So,
Yes,
hey,
it's-
who knows that
Yes.
the life expectancy of a human
Yes.
exceeds over 100. Like for all we know, I mean, with
I want to see the Jetsons in real life. To be alive with the Jetsons, that would be cool shit, man.
I just saw something
Did you?
about them kind of getting really close to like hovering stuff like that, and the mechanism looks like a garbage or like a dumpster, like a garbage can or something like that.
Well, I've heard of
I don't know if it was true or not. I didn't-
people talking about that kind of stuff, but it's almost like secret.
Yes, yeah, it was like
It's
it
almost
was a
like
secret
secret
stuff.
shit at this point about whether that technology is
Like
actually available
yes,
yet. But if it's not,
I'm sure
It will be
it
very
will
soon.
be.
Like
Oh,
like
without a
sooner
doubt.
than we think.
I
That's
agree.
how fast shit's happen.
I
It's
agree.
sooner than we think. So people that are addicts should watch this show. People who have lost everything.
Oh, okay. I thought he meant addicted to the show, and I was like, oh, I mean, that's interesting. But that makes a lot more
That
sense.
would be cool too.
That would make a lot more sense.
Yes. No, but addicts and turning their life around and people who have lost everything and have had to start over in the middle of their life because that's not fun. Okay. What I had to do was not fun. I hope other people don't have to go through that. But there will be those that will.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can't show someone how to make, 10 million a year yet. Hopefully I can in the future. But the million a year mindset, that I can help somebody with.
Yeah.
Even if they have to start over, that kind of stuff is
Possible.
Yeah. Who else should listen to the show? I like to mentor. I do, like whether you want my mentoring or not. If you're younger like you are and you're in my circle, you're probably going to get some Troy wisdom spit at you.
Hell yeah.
Whether you want it or not.
And it usually comes with a good laugh, so.
Yeah, well, and it comes from a good place, that I really want that for that person, and I want people
Them
to
to
do
succeed.
well and succeed and that kind of stuff. Absolutely. Who else should listen to people that are patriots, that love this country?
That's a big one, yeah.
That's
I
probably a
think they
big one.
enjoy the show.
They
Yeah.
should listen to this show. Because I think my motto of love your country, hate your government is exactly what we're seeing played out now. That it's not about Republicans, it's not about Democrats. That's what some people don't get, that especially on the Democrat side, they're so Democrat. And we have remade the Republican Party in such a way. We are MAGA, and call us maggots, call us garbage, because we do not give a fuck. We just don't. But, and we're proud of that, and we're more proud of that than we are of the R's or the Republicans, because there's still some of those Republicans out there that claim to be Republicans that are the Republicans of 15, 20 years ago. The
outdated
warmongers, the elitists, and that is not what any of this is about now. Nothing is about that. And they should probably go form their own party. Maybe they might know how to do that.
Interesting.
Yeah, honestly, because they're not getting this one back. We are too big. We overthrew them, basically.
I mean, honestly, though, yeah.
through voting.
Yep.
But we overthrew them. They're not getting this one back. And if they think they can, or that people are going to get to, it's not a thing, man.
That's really interesting that you bring up the idea of the Republican side basically no longer being Republican. It's now MAGA. Like
we
that's interesting to think.
It's still considered the Republican Party
unquote.
for those purposes and ballots and stuff, but it's a populist party now.
It's interesting
and it used to be Democrats who were populist.
Yeah.
But we're also populists that don't hate wealth creation. Like I just laugh every single day when I see people hating on billionaires, or this jack off that was on my Facebook that, like, some people, like, I don't even know who they are, and they're on my friends list on Facebook, but I don't know even closely know how they are or how that even happened. And so they say something stupid, and I'm at the point where, like, it's just so, like, I don't care if they delete me or block me. I'm like
that's not going to change a lot.
Stupid.
Yeah.
But just the ridicule of Elon Musk. Well, his family and how he was raised. You know, they want to, and well, maybe he's a communist. And then we had the Nazi salute. And
Yeah, I've actually.
well, he didn't start the company. You know, somebody else came up with that. He wasn't the. Oh my God. Like, my head was. I just think it's so hard to deny. It would be, to me, it would be like telling Thomas Edison he sucked. You know, telling Ben Franklin, you're an idiot. What do you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there are just some people that are great, and sometimes that happens in your lifetime. That there's a great one in your lifetime.
Gotcha.
I mean, I think every generation has them.
Yeah.
Right.
But in
And
what
he's
category?
one of
could it
ours.
be?
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, because as I've said, you know, to do any one of the things that he's done is phenomenal. To do that multiple times, like,
Yeah, I did. When we were talking about the trillionaires, he's actually the person closest to be a trillionaire. I was reading
Yeah,
when we were
and
talking about that.
you would really expect, like him and Trump, all the time to be doing this.
Well, they don't
And
sleep.
bleeding, you know, we bleed out here. We get nosebleeds out here because it's so fucking dry.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate that when that happens. But like, really, because these motherfuckers don't sleep.
No.
He doesn't sleep. Musk doesn't, you know, Trump doesn't sleep. Musk doesn't sleep. Like, oh, I know. The guy basically boiled it down to, I don't know what the game is. Maybe you know. But he made it sound like Musk was a gamer, and I don't think he is, because it's not like the guy is like doing multiple games.
Well,
But
he does hold like some records.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, but there's one particular game that if he's not the top in the world, he's one of the top 5 in the world or something like that, right?
They actually caught. So someone that he plays with on one of those games, he was actually. I didn't look too into it, so I'm not sure if this is 100% real. But one of the people that he plays with while he was at the inauguration pulled up the profile to see if he was online, and he was online playing during the entire time.
Why not?
I mean, yeah, you're not gonna sit there and listen the entire
Blah,
time.
blah, blah,
Exactly.
blah.
Yeah, 100%.
I would do that.
100%.
I do that sometimes.
Hell yeah.
I mean, we're all on our phones all the time
all
now.
the time. Yeah,
All the
it's the
time.
norm nowadays. It really is.
Yeah. But you basically boiled it down to the fact that, you know, he's a really good gamer. That's you want to boil Elon Musk. You're insulting him by saying he's good at
video games.
some video game. Come on. And because too, that's like they tried to do that to Trump. He was just a reality TV host. That's all. That's all he ever was.
I don't know about that one. He kind of did a lot more than just be on a reality TV, but
He has. And the cool thing about Trump, at least for me, was that he had some losses, and he had some very public losses.
Trump?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean his first takedown where he got smashed and, you know, almost ruined completely financially.
Bankruptcy.
Yeah, because he had guaranteed that stuff,
Yeah.
like I had said, which he learned not to do
Not
in
to
the
do.
future. Yeah. I mean, I think that prepared him
To be a better.
to do what he's done today
Oh,
and
yeah.
just be able to take the shots from the media and stuff because it was so public, because
It was everywhere.
well, like again, I relate to that on a much smaller scale.
Yeah, but it's
Obviously,
the
you know, I
concept
wasn't
and
a
the idea.
national, but I was known in my area
Yeah.
that I was, and it was a big fucking deal, and it sucked, man. But to fight through that, I know that that's helped me today, because when you almost lose everything or do lose everything, and I was as close to losing everything as you could possibly be, that nothing can hurt you after that. Once you get through that, you're like, okay, it happened. I'd rather not go through it again, but I survived. So whatever happens in the future bad, that looks bad in the moment,
Yeah.
you're going to survive it. You can't do anything to me. You can't say anything about me because I've had it said.
Yep.
I've had it said publicly. Again, not on the scale of him, but in a local area.
The idea is still the same.
It's still the same idea.
Yeah.
So I totally identify with that.
Yeah, I get that.
And that's also who should listen to the show. People that are going through that kind of difficulty and wanting to know, am I going to make it through this? You're going to make it through. You're going to make it through. And it only takes one thing to make it through. Don't quit.
Yep.
It was really to really make it back to where I felt like I was kind of back, and doing
like to the more comfortable kind of like
being,
stage.
At least close to where I was before. And now I've exceeded that and way better than even before. I would say was about 7 years.
Oh, wow.
7 years.
Yeah, that's a grind.
7 years is of grinding. And I still have that in me today to grind like I did during that 7 years. And the proof of that is us looking at the numbers.
Yeah.
For the view that's the grind. That's the grind. And just, as I've said, believing in the process.
Yep.
And just driving through that and just keep going. Because you don't know when it's going to be. I hope this doesn't take 7 fucking years. I'm hoping for 3 to 5.
Yeah. Oh yeah, hell yeah.
And then to keep going from there.
Exactly.
But it's just the idea of whatever it takes and just not quitting.
Yeah.
So if you want to make it through and you want to see that someone else has done it, I said this to somebody else too. That just recently, they moved here within the last year.
Okay.
And they've had difficulty finding work that they would like.
Yeah.
And so they're thinking about maybe going back to, the area they came from.
Okay.
Across the country.
Gotcha.
And they said, just, it's been about 10 months now, and that it's getting hard to stay positive and believe that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then we've had some good things happen the last couple of days,
Mm-hmm.
That are going to possibly be opportunities for this person.
Nice.
And I said, you know what? You don't always have to believe.
I mean, yeah.
But
Can't
what
give
you
up.
can do instead, believe that I do. Maybe it's hard for you to, but at least you should see the confidence in me that you believe, that you can at least believe that I believe it's going to happen for you.
Gotcha. I get that.
Yeah.
Whatever hope,
whatever
or
fucking crutch you need.
Yeah.
Use whatever you have. I've used anger. I've used sadness. I've used every emotion that man has to propel myself forward. Use what you have. People say, well, you just always have to be positive and happy.
Ooh,
Fuck
hell
no.
That's stressful.
Fuck no.
Always being positive.
Use
Hell no.
what I can tell you. And I thought there was a time when I thought I needed to change that about myself. When I needed to get rid of that chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
But
It's
it wouldn't go away.
Yeah.
I tried. It wouldn't go away. And it was that fuck them attitude. It was that, even if, because I say, most people aren't thinking about you, right? I
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah.
But in my head, if I think they are, and they're hating on me, and I use that, like, because I want to show them and fuck them, if that helps me get there,
Yeah.
use it.
100%.
Use whatever you have
Yeah.
to get there.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that 100% because I kind of still struggle with that as well. But yeah, it's like you use it when you need to use it.
Yeah.
Don't let it
It's-
drag you down or whatever. But
Mhm.
if it's something that's gonna help you motivate you to do something,
Mhm.
then fuck it.
It's acceptance. Sometimes we just have to. It's not about others accepting us. It's about us accepting us.
Yep.
And being okay with that.
Yep.
It's just okay. So, yeah, I didn't know all this was going to go this direction, but it did. But that's kind of what's been on my mind for
Mhm.
sure. Because I want to have a purpose, and I want that purpose to come through in the passion that I have for doing this and the reason that I'm doing this. And that's what I think ultimately people will be drawn to. The right people will be drawn to. And I heard Alex Hormozy talk about this. He was talking about, a gym, and, you're a gym owner in a city, and, there's, I don't know,
200,000.
350,000 people in the city.
Gotcha.
You only need 200. You only need 200 to have a successful gym.
Yep.
That's it. You need 200. And that's the way I kind of look at this
The
too.
picture, yeah.
Yeah, the big picture. Yeah. What's his name?
Westbrook?
Wes, the dude that was in prison that does a podcast and is pretty popular.
Oh,
I can't remember his last name. But if you just put Wes, podcaster. Yeah, Wes Watson. There was a short clip I seen, and somebody was asking him like some question about, who he was or how did he get his wealth or anything. He goes, I'm Wes Watson. Everybody knows who I am. Actually, dude, no, everybody doesn't. Because I'm always amazed. I mean, we're into this. We're into doing this podcast, and we're into other podcasts.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you talk to friends sometimes and you mention a particular podcaster, and that podcaster is super fucking successful.
And they have no idea
And
who the
they've
fuck
never
they are.
heard of him.
Yep.
Don't have a clue.
Oh, yeah.
And man, like, we would kill to be in that podcaster's position.
Yep.
Because he's that big.
Yeah.
But people just don't know.
No, yeah. Yeah, when you put it into that perspective, like there's how many billion people in this world, and like the number of a few million looks massive on some profiles. But when you take the big picture and you step back, there's billions of people. They're a percentage of people.
And they have all different kinds of interests.
Yup.
And our goal is just to find our tribe.
Oh, yeah.
The people that mesh with us and our kind of tribe. So that's why I'm kind of putting it out there is, who do I see in my tribe? I see fitness people in my tribe. If you're into fitness, this is your place. If you're into testosterone, this is your place. If you're into men being men and women being fucking women and playing your role properly, this is a place for that. This is a place for that. This is the place where I said, if you have struggles in getting through those struggles, we'll talk about that. We'll share about that. I don't walk away from that stuff. I know people think so much that social media is so fake, and sure, absolutely, a large part of it is. That will never happen with me. Never fucking happen. Because I've never shared that way. Never. I've the good, bad, and the ugly. And because it's all been exposed. It's all been out there. And it's stuff that people have dug up before. And in the future, I promise you, you haven't seen it yet. But at some point, when we do have more success.
Oh, like the hate.
Oh,
and all
dude.
the extra stuff you're gonna get.
Wait till you see the stuff that is said about me from, 2010.
Yeah.
That's going to come up in 2027.
Yeah.
Because we're finally hitting some,
Some good numbers.
something good.
Yeah.
And so somebody's going to hate and do some digging and Troy this in 2010. The only thing is,
gives us more content to
make. I've beat people to it. I've put it out there before that.
Yeah.
I've put who the fuck would do this? Who the fuck has the balls to put their mugshot
on their
on their social media?
Yeah.
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 Not many people do.
Not a lot of people.
Not many people do that.
Especially not a lot of people that.
You know what's so funny? I think Dawn thinks I like my mugshot and shit, that I was pretty fucking hot.
I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean,
she just liked, because just the look.
Yeah, exactly.
And I had hair. I had hair.
That part.
And I had a goatee. And I
goatee,
didn't. And I had a thick goatee.
Yes.
For a minute too, not just a thin one that I kept down like I did a lot of times. No, it was thick. It was, not. I mean, I very much looked like the biker, the outlaw
like
that I said.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I've seen the pictures.
Yeah.
I've seen the pictures.
Yeah.
I agree.
That was all legit, man. That was not. There's nothing fake about that. But yeah, I think she liked that a little
I wouldn't
bit.
be surprised. I mean, I feel like a lot of women find that very attractive when they see someone like a bad boy, quote unquote. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say they don't. We could do a whole show on that.
We really could. We really could.
Yes, we could. So let's that was good. That was a good segment. I love that. So I do want to talk about the money things that have been going on, because people are posting some dumbass shit again about there's been a freeze. The Trump administration has kind of frozen in place some spending to make sure things are legit. And so now, of course, Trump is killing kids with cancer because, some funding isn't going to some bullshit, grant to study whatever. And that was going to be the one that broke through and got us the cure to cancer, I'm sure. It's temporary. The freeze is just temporary. Yes. So people don't need to flip out about that. And so, but, they put it out there. Like, we hate kids. We hate poor people, okay?
Yeah.
Because people that are on SNAP or, basically food stamps, they're not going to get their food stamps out. That's not true.
Nope.
That was clarified today.
Yep.
And if they would just take the advice I gave the last fucking episode, whatever you hear Trump say or do, you dumb fucking liberals, give it 24 hours.
Yep.
Just give it 24 hours before you comment. Because if you don't, you're going to look fucking stupid. But it was clarified that, this is not about individuals.
Correct.
And why shouldn't Trump want to get rid of career civil servants that think they can do their own thing and violate the policies of any president? Your job as a career government employee is to follow the dictates of whoever the fuck is in charge, regardless of your personal political beliefs. And if you can't do that, you shouldn't be in that job.
Yep.
It's that simple. And so they were trying to slip, and they had been doing this, slip some money out the door between the election and Trump getting in office.
Yep.
And then they still have people in those positions that even though Trump says he wants to go this way, still wanted to push some money out the door. Well, some of that money, we just found out, totally true, it's totally true, was $50 million worth of condoms to Gaza. Now, mind you, Gaza's destroyed. And they went nuts. I don't know if you saw this. I thought it wasn't the worst thing for Trump to say. Like, he was talking about trying to get a couple of other countries like Jordan, and I don't know if it was
Greenland.
Egypt. No. But Jordan and somewhere else to take these Gazan, the Gazan refugees into the country temporarily, possibly even permanently, but at least temporarily. Because there's nothing for them to go back to, dude. There's nothing. There's no infrastructure. It's been destroyed. So while that's being rebuilt, and who the fuck do you think's going to rebuild that shit? I'm not happy about that, dude.
Yep.
I'm not. You know what? Let the fucking Middle Eastern countries do that. You think Palestine is an actual thing? Okay. You think that should be an actual country? You fucking pay for it. Y'all pay for it. You want it to be a state? You rebuild the state. We don't need to be doing that shit. Fuck that. But anyways, we will end up doing that. I'm 100% sure. And we'll get to that in a minute because I have some other shit that's just like will piss you the fuck off. Okay? It will because it makes me mad like through the fucking roof. It's only 50 million.
Only.
But that's the thing now. This is nothing, dude. This is 50 million is so nothing.
Yeah.
Until you think of, how much is spent on homelessness, and we don't solve that problem either. But, just we could spend it on something for people here. But why condoms? Seems odd, doesn't it?
A little bit. I would say so. Until
you read about this, they actually use these fucking condoms to, it's like bombs. Do they have that in there?
I thought I was reading that here, but just implants.
To basically, they blow them up, and I don't know what, to send them into Israel. To attack, they use these condoms to attack Israel. It's crazy, man. So we're giving people money, condoms, spending money to attack our ally. Dude, that's the dumbest fucking shit in the world. And then there was 30-some million up for something else too that got stopped. But a bunch of that stuff there you go. Oh, to the WHO, which we just dropped the fuck out of because we don't need the WHO. But somebody tried to get rid of that money anyways and get it to them. You should be fired. And now a bunch of people have been sent home with pay.
Yeah.
Like, you don't get to just defy this shit. How can they argue with being sent home with pay? They can't.
And for a few months, too.
They'll be taken care of.
They'll be taken care of, yeah.
They'll be taken care of. There'll be like a year severance or whatever, but absolutely. You need to get rid of those. That's not cool, man. It's just not cool. But think about this. If Trump wasn't president, that $50 million worth of condoms would have been sent to Gaza.
Probably would have doubled it, sent it to the next one,
It would have been done, and you wouldn't even know about it.
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't fucking know about it.
That's the beautiful part of it, right? It's going to be a new TV show on, and that's what people are going to care about.
That's insanity, man. And I don't know what all that 50 million here and 37 million there all adds up to.
True.
I don't know if it adds up to a trillion or 2 trillion like Musk wants to get rid of. But I'm going to guess it's going to end up in the hundreds of billions at a minimum. Because that's the easy stuff. Shouldn't that be the easy shit, dude?
To cut off and be like,
Shouldn't that be the easy shit?
yeah.
That it doesn't matter what party you are or who you represent. Shouldn't everybody agree on that?
The one
They won't, but
no, they won't. No, the one thing I was saying or seeing a lot was people are saying that the like foreign aid that we provide is to make sure we have allies. That's what everyone keeps saying, and I'm like, I mean,
that's going to change now.
I get the concept, but
That's going to change.
Yeah.
You need us more than we need you. That's the bottom line. Again, did we talk about Trump being a gangster last episode?
No, I don't believe so.
No, we didn't?
I don't remember you.
Okay. I'm going to make this real easy for you. Go to my Facebook.
Okay.
I don't know what day I posted.
I feel like I would have remembered us talking about Trump
Probably.
being a gangster.
Look at those teeth, man.
Nice.
This is so nice. Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
So
I
just
did
a
see
couple
this.
days ago.
I saw this on your Facebook.
Yeah. So
But
click that
we
link.
didn't talk about this.
All right. Well, we'll talk about it. So let me help you. This is my post. Let me help you, anti-American liberals who continue with the Trump is Hitler mantra. This makes you look incredibly stupid at this point. I mean, I really thought at least the Hitler shit would stop after the election.
No.
No.
I mean, let's be honest.
They're
though.
doubling down on Hitler.
Elon didn't help anyone.
Yeah, but have you seen, like they've done, like Macron? Like video, not just pictures, because you could find pictures of everybody
Of
going
everyone.
like this.
Exactly, yeah.
But actually, literally, the head of France, Macron, doing this exact identical thing with his heart.
The Roman salute, yeah. That's what they're referring to. The Roman salute, yeah.
Well, just the heart, my heart to yours.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's just so stupid. I don't even. Anyways, it's just so stupid. Just tell the truth. See, this is what would work out better for them. Okay, and you could still get to hate on him.
Yeah.
But when you hate on him in a stupid way, it takes away from the insult. It doesn't work.
Yeah, no, I get that.
I'm actually telling you how to hate on him properly.
That's crazy.
There's a right way. Honestly, I swear to God. So tell the truth. He's not Hitler. So what is he? What's the truth? He's a gangster. He even has the felonies to go with it. He acts like the Godfather. There are gangster rules. Maybe I'll take the time to teach you those in the near future. And there are gangster rules. Okay, and I do know the gangster rules.
All right, that'd be an interesting episode. All right.
Well, the gangster rules are very, very similar to the rules of being in a motorcycle club.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Because both were based on like a hierarchy, like military kind of thing, you know? So they're very, very similar. I know what the rules are. Now, maybe you don't like having a gangster for a president. I do. Many of us do. So there you go. Stop with the Hitler shit. Call him what he is. Call him a gangster.
That's
and hate on him as a gangster. Trump's just being a gangster today. Because that is literally what he's doing. And the cabinet people, you know who they are? They're the captains.
Okay.
Because that's what the shit flows down.
Yeah.
Like the Godfather wants a certain result. This person is the captain. This captain is given this job to make sure that this happens and reports back to the Godfather that it got done.
Yep.
And then this captain is going to tell a couple people that they need to go out and do such and such.
Yep.
And then confirm with him that it was done and everything's good. And that's just how it all flows down. And then there are other families, other countries, right? You respect those, even when you don't like them, you respect those other families. And there's sometimes a give and take that there's a big giant job and you both want different pieces of that job. I'm going to take the concrete and the iron, and you're going to take the electrical and the carpentry or whatever. We hack it
Whatever
up.
way, yeah.
We hack it up. What trade is. What trade deals are. That's how this shit fucking works. This shit is all mob shit, dude. And if they think about it like that, again, they may not like it, but at least it's more accurate because I see. So what they do, I've seen memes where we're loading people onto a plane, and then in the that's today,
Yeah.
and then back during the Holocaust, they whatever year that was, okay. They have they show these, stick figure people, basically, this cartoon meme kind of thing, right? That people getting on a train, being put on a train. That
it's not the
one
same.
people are being sent alive back to their home country, okay?
Yeah.
Other people were sent to death.
Yeah. A little bit of a difference.
A lot. I don't know how, like, Jewish people aren't outraged about that shit every day, because it's such an insult to Jewish people. Because
the jokes.
Well, no, that you're diminishing what really happened by comparing something like that.
Gotcha.
That where somebody is,
murdered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real murder.
Yeah. Compared to
mass killing, just sending somebody back to a place they don't want to go.
Yeah.
That you're saying they're equivalent.
Yeah. There's
and when there's no equivalence like that, the thing that's the real thing, that is the real bad thing, which is the Holocaust, the killing of millions, 7 million, 8 million, whatever it was, you're diminishing that.
Yeah.
You are literally diminishing that.
Yeah.
And like, I would be just totally outraged if I was Jewish and people were doing that. Like, how dare you do that?
No, I get that.
And it would have nothing to do with liking or not liking Trump.
Yeah.
I could be a Democrat. Say, do whatever you want. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Because then if he's Hitler, who else is Hitler? Because there are a lot of other worse motherfuckers, even today. Whatever you think of how bad Trump is, okay, right? We have some dictators in both Ukraine and Russia. And if you don't think that's a fucking dictator in Ukraine, you got your head in the fucking sand, okay? And he has sent people to be killed.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
Well, no, I mean, just his military, like what he's used,
Gotcha.
and taking in money, and he's doing it to enrich himself. He's going to come out just fine. Ukraine may end up be a little bit smaller, but he's going to be a lot fucking richer. So he's going to come out fine.
Yeah.
But, it would be like North Korea. Dictator of North Korea. There's another good example. He's killed people.
Yeah, that guy's a little crazy.
Yeah. Didn't we just have, was it Syria?
Yes. Or
Was it
Lebanon or
no. It was
in that area, in that general area.
Whatever.
Yes.
There
We don't have to
again,
get
like
super specific.
yeah, because they said he gassed his own people, like, or whatever. Like, so there are real Hitler. There are real Hitler
Yes.
out there. Like people that have killed their, even their own people. So yeah, stop with the Hitler thing. He's a gangster. And just hate on him for being a gangster. Hate on him for the true things. If you try to hate on him for every single thing, it makes you look stupid. You got to pick better
right
battles,
things, yeah.
not pick every battle. Everything is not a battle. You're not going to win that way. And the only people you're talking to that way is other people who think like you. That's the only people you're going to talk to.
Yeah.
And what's the purpose of that?
To release a little bit of stress out into the air.
I don't know. That can only be, for personal gain.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that could be, at least it's a reason, but it's not because somebody actually gives a shit.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the Trump is
A gangster.
Trump is a gangster. So you should follow me on Facebook,
Facebook?
because my Facebook is kind of funny sometimes.
There's a link in the description. Just go ahead and click
Yeah,
onto
there
it.
you go. Why not? But I think it's pretty accurate, actually.
Yeah.
What
Oh
he's
yeah.
done.
I mean, even if without Trump, like the U.S. government is pretty much, like if we break it down, like that's basically all it is. Like, you got the top person that tells a bunch of other people that are not as important to go do something, and then they go tell people to go do something, and like you said, it's all a hierarchy. That's all it is. With or without Trump.
You know what's so funny, though? Think about it. Obama was a gangster.
Yeah.
Obama was a true gangster. Love him or hate him, whatever you think about him, he was a gangster. But then Biden,
God, Jesus.
Biden is the head of a family that's in pajamas.
Yep. And
You know what I
the
mean?
only
Like
reason
the
he's at
gangster
top of the
that's in
table is 'cause
pajamas,
he's the oldest
that's
person
being
there.
indicted, and they're going after his kids.
Yep.
You don't know who the fuck in the family's actually in charge, but it ain't him.
But it
He's in
ain't
his
him.
pajamas. I forget who. There was a mobster that was known that used to walk around the city of
In
New York
pajamas?
in pajamas.
That's interesting.
So put Google this New York City gangster.
Vincent Chin Ferranti?
There you go. See, I told you. He was known for literally walking around in his pajamas,
Interesting choice as a mobster.
dude. Now, maybe he was faking. Maybe not. I don't know. But I'm just, it was a thing.
Huh.
See, when you're old, you know a lot of useless shit.
I love that. I love that.
So, all right. Well, I have one more thing I'm going to
Yeah.
get to. We're going to get there. So, what I did is I put this, I searched this on Chat GPT.
Mhm.
Because if you're not using Chat GPT like you used to use Google, you're making a mistake. That you're going to get a really nice summary answer that's understandable, and then you're going to get links to back that up. So let me give you what I put in.
Okay.
Is the U.S. currently funding Afghanistan or the Taliban in any way? And I'm going to give you the answer. As of January 2025, the United States continues to provide substantial humanitarian assistance to Afghanistan, aiming to alleviate the severe economic and humanitarian crisis affecting the Afghan population. Since the Taliban's takeover in August of 2021, so we're talking post-Trump, the U.S. has appropriated or made available approximately $20.71 billion in assistance, which includes nearly $3 billion in humanitarian and development aid. They should be getting zero money, dude.
Yeah.
None.
As a
There's
terrorist organization.
You just put in, like they did in Gaza, the Palestinian people, put Hamas in charge. Okay. You made Hamas basically your government. You got to live with those consequences. Okay. Same thing here. I'm done with Afghanistan. Like, I am so fucking done. And I think every American is done with Afghanistan.
For a few years now.
Dude, I mean, I'm sorry. Like, because it seems like I can really be a cold motherfucker sometimes.
Yeah.
But I honestly, I don't give a fuck. That's my best Cat Williams impression. Don't give a fuck.
I didn't even get to ask you. I'm not even going to ask you.
Don't ask.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask you.
Don't
never mind.
ask. Not today. But I don't give a fuck about Afghan children right now. I don't, dude.
There's a priority.
We put enough time and money into that fucking shithole, and this is where we are? Dude, cut that shit off. It's like I'm an addict, okay?
Okay.
Sometimes you have to practice the tough love. You have to let the addict be the addict. You cannot help them. You can't. You can give them a plate of food, but don't give them money to go get food. Give them a plate of food. They can eat it on the steps, and they can leave the plate on the steps. Don't even invite them in. But it's going to be cold outside tonight, Troy. You know what? Hopefully that at some point, when it's bad enough for long enough and you want that to stop, you'll make a change.
Yep.
But enabling doesn't work. Enabling never works. We're enabling this shit. We have $20 billion. It's 2025. Okay, so that 4 years, dude, that's $5 billion a year. $5 billion.
And over here in North Carolina, they can't get any. Well, they finally are getting some
Some,
support,
but dude, like, you're telling me that we can't take care of everybody that needs help in North Carolina with $20 billion? There it is. It's right the fuck here, man.
Yeah.
But we're doing it for people that fucking hate us, that killed our troops. Come on, man. Like, that can't.
Doesn't make sense.
However, delivering aid in Taliban-controlled Afghanistan presents significant challenges. A report by the Special Inspector General for Afghanistan. Okay. Now, this is a special inspector that was put in charge of this during the Biden administration. Okay. And remember, Trump's gotten rid of a bunch of these inspectors.
A lot of them.
Okay. Because they weren't doing their job. Their job is to root out like
The issues.
waste and stuff, and they're not doing it. Inspector General for Afghanistan Reconstruction. Fuck, dude. Look, reconstruct. How do you reconstruct a mud hut or a cave? These people lived in fucking caves, dude. Found that the U.S. government implementing partners paid at least $10.9 million to the Taliban-controlled government in the form of taxes, fees, import duties. Why are we giving them fucking anything?
And it's known that it's held by
That
Taliban.
it's Taliban, and they have a tax. We're helping you, and you're going to tax us. Fuck you. Dude, like, that's just the...
You're making America look rich.
Please explain this to the guy putting wheels onto a Jeep in Toledo, Ohio. Explain that to him. Because I'm with him. This don't make sense to me.
It doesn't make any sense.
This don't make sense to me.
Yeah.
How does that work?
We're trying to be good people, Troy.
Oh, my God. Didn't we pull up? You don't have to pull it up.
Okay.
But didn't we pull up my Facebook and my post on eggs? Didn't we pull that up when we talked about eggs?
That we did talk about.
Do you know what's happened since that time? Do you know what happens when you focus on something? You get more of it. So I focused on eggs. Do you know what I get more of now? Fucking eggs.
That's crazy, huh?
I get more egg posts now than ever before. So positively or negatively, it does not matter. What you focus on, you will get more of.
Yep.
And my dumbass
is talking about eggs.
Well, talking about people talking about eggs.
Yeah.
And now I get it even more. I get it everywhere.
Yeah.
I get it every time I get to X. I get it on Facebook now. I am so tired of motherfuckers talking about how eggs have...
I did see a post saying that.
Do you know who killed the fucking hens?
That's what I was about to say. The Biden administration killed
hens.
100 mil or something. Like a really ridiculous
So
number.
before Trump gets in, this asshole or somebody decides to kill a bunch of hens, which I don't know if that many needed to be killed because of the fucking bird flu or not.
I think that's what they were saying.
That's what they're
yeah.
blaming it on.
Yeah.
But come on, man. Well, if that's true, shouldn't chicken breasts be cheaper?
Yeah.
Eggs are more expensive, but shouldn't chicken breasts? We got a bunch of dead chickens. And I would think a hen's breast has got to be more tender.
That's crazy.
That's so stupid. Just the things I think of that would make sense. We should have really tender chicken hen breasts available now at your local grocery store. Coming soon.
It might be just not labeled as is.
I don't know.
They do
but
like
I
to
don't know.
mislabel a lot of things.
I do want to know if do you just kill them and throw them away?
I'm pretty sure that's what they
You
did.
burn them? What the fuck you do? You can't eat the meat?
Just feed them to the alligators or something.
What is it? No, you probably feed them to the pigs.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so then...
And then the pigs get the same issue.
Then shouldn't we have cheap sausage? I don't know. But that's unbelievable, dude.
Yeah, I know. The spending is out of control. It really is.
These payments were often necessary for aid organizations to operate within the country. Here's the thing. Aid organizations.
So that
you know
we
what?
can operate? Or so that
so
they
that
can
the
operate?
aid organizations helping, these...
Oh, okay.
Because you have church people that want to be good people and help people out.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Yeah.
But when they're fucking us like this, fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Go somewhere where they want your help. Go build a well in fucking Africa. Fuck Afghanistan.
Honestly, though.
Fuck Afghanistan, dude.
Africa's very rich in a lot of stuff.
Well, it's just help people that want the help. They don't want the help. They just let the Taliban take over their government in country.
Yeah.
They don't want the help, man. So you know what? It's not our business now. It's not our business now. Good luck. Cut off every motherfucking penny. What are they going to hate us more? Look, if we don't give them the money, they, could be another 9/11. It doesn't matter what we give them. They're going to hate us.
Yep.
It does not matter. So I would rather not give you the money and you hate me than me give you the money and you hate me.
Yeah, imagine giving money to your enemy and be like, yeah, well, I'm just going to assume he's not going to end up shooting me. Like, what? What?
Yeah, they're not the gangster.
No.
We are.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Yep.
Okay. Additionally, the Taliban has imposed restrictions that hinder aid operations, particularly limiting women and girls' access to humanitarian assistance. These actions have further complicated the delivery of aid and raised concerns about the indirect support of the Taliban through necessary operational expenditures. In summary, while the U.S. does not intentionally fund the Taliban, we didn't mean it. The complexities of providing aid in Afghanistan mean that some U.S. funds have indirectly benefited the Taliban-controlled government through obligatory payments and operational challenges. We need not to give any money to the Taliban, indirectly or directly, and we don't need to give money to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Very simple.
I don't want to give money to people I don't like and that don't like us. Right now, I don't want to motherfucking give money to people who do like us. For a minute.
Yeah, pause it. Pause it for a second.
And Trump will still give money out, but it'll be like...
So the spares change.
There's going to be a time.
Yeah.
There's going to be a time, Chase, when I'm going to need a favor. And I'm going to come and ask you for a favor, and I'm going to expect you to help me out with that favor.
Yeah.
He's a gangster. That's how this shit works. And maybe you're having trouble with your neighbor. Neighbor keeps coming across from the other country, across the border, stealing your cattle. You let me know.
We'll figure that out. Yeah.
Let me know.
Yeah.
I'll go have a talk with you. That's how this shit works. It works just like that because I'm going to whisper like Biden. He whispers sometimes. No, seriously, that's how it works, man.
No, yeah, 100%. I mean, that's just how
do
humans,
things for
humans
people.
interact.
Yeah. Then if we need to do things like that, but we're getting something in return.
We're not just like blindly
And
throwing money out somewhere.
this is totally true. People that understand Trump and get Trump
Mhm.
know this about him, and you'll hear it mentioned and you'll hear the word used. So when you hear the word used, at least understand that person gets it.
Okay.
Trump is transactional.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. He's
Yeah.
transactional.
He's a businessman.
He's it. And sometimes I've done this where there are people that I did business with, stopped doing business with, and did business with again.
Oh, yeah.
Because they came back and we even had some words. Fuck you. Yeah, fuck you too.
It happens.
And now they're making me money. It happens. But I'm helping them and they're making money.
Yep.
We got on the same page again. And yeah, we said that to each other, but especially men can do this. Women
they hold
cannot
grudges.
do this.
They hold grudges.
Women cannot do this. Ever. No. Men, we can hug
See
it
the
out.
differences.
We can hug it out.
Yeah.
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 And I've even had, I would even say, a number of instances where, like, even initially did this with a few people, button heads, and not too long after,
become really
we
good
worked out.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just both, it was testosterone thing.
Yep.
Yeah. It was a testosterone. There's just a dude thing.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. 100%. I've been through that a lot. I can't tell you how many times.
Of course. Right.
I'm
But
like,
it
oh,
is.
fuck this guy. I fucking hate this guy. And then you get to know him and you're like, hey, he's
Yeah,
kind
it's
of cool.
all right, yeah. Yeah. Because that's all like, dude, you're being a dick. And if you actually knew me, you'd really like me. Because
Yeah.
I looked at your Facebook. You would like, you should probably look at mine. Because you would see that we have a lot of common ground here.
Yep.
And you're just being a dick at the moment. Stop being a dick.
We're territorial people.
We are, of course. It's just a man
It's just
thing,
a man
man.
thing, yeah.
It's just a man thing. And it's okay. It's okay now. It's okay to be a man now. That's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. To that we can be men now and not be like this. Because too many men walking out around there like this.
Looking behind
Scared
your
little
shoulder.
fucking men.
Yeah.
Tired of seeing that bullshit, man. So so I'll even give you this because nobody's gonna even hear this part of it, so I can share this. So there was somebody that was on a date, and at the end of the date, he was going to he asked the date like if he could walk her to the door.
Okay.
What do you think she said?
No.
No. You know how many times I've asked a woman if I could walk her to the door? You know how many times I've asked a woman that?
None.
Fucking
You
zero.
just walk her to the door.
And do you know how many times I've walked women to the door?
Yeah.
Lots. Let's not get into that number, okay? But nobody needs to know what that number is, okay? But we're just going to go with lots.
But there's a number there. It's not.
There's a
zero.
number. So, more than a couple. We're just going to go with that. The point is, I never asked.
Yeah.
I got out of the car and I did it.
Yeah.
That's what I did. That's what you do. That's being a man. But we live in a generation now
Where you gotta
of
be cautious.
men asking.
Yeah.
Men, this is just my own personal advice, and I can give you advice on this because I know how to get them. Don't ask me how to keep them, but how to get them, right? Just get the fuck out, walk them to the door. Just do it. That's what women really want. They want you to be a man.
Take the initiative.
Now they may not want you to come in, okay?
That's a
But
different story.
that's a different story.
Different story. Yeah.
But do not ask. Walk him to the door. Be a man.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah.
And it's okay to do that now. We were in this time period where
We didn't know what was
you didn't
right.
know
was
what
wrong.
to do. Really?
No, you're not wrong though. That's what makes it funny. Like live in a very cautious area.
I feel for your generation,
It
man.
kind of sucked for a while. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. But the pendulum is swinging back.
It is swinging.
It's swinging back. And we are not about testosterone replacement. We're about testosterone optimization.
I like it.
That's what we're
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
No such thing as too much testosterone. That's not a thing.
Not a thing. Hell yeah.
Not a thing. The more the better. So there you go. All right. So we're probably going to be making some changes, doing some things in the near future. We'll share that with you as we do them, as we continue to tinker with the show, grow the show. Especially what I really want to get into, as I've said, that I haven't done yet, but I think it'll be a big part of us taking off when it does, is going to be doing the interviews. So I'm looking forward to really adding that coming up. So that's one thing I can have shared a little bit and can continue to share, is that's one of my, I think I'm good at interviewing. So hopefully you enjoy that kind of thing too. And just share the show. You know, we need you to share the show. Click that subscribe button, do those kinds of things. This is the Outlaw Apostle Podcast. I'm your host, Troy Neff. I'm the fucking guy.
Whoa! Who knew I would make it this far? They hated, they never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces. That to me, you really playing with your life.